So here's another tutorial. I'd like to talk about how to create retargeting based on the flight animation. Before I start, I just want to make sure you already understand the basic steps of targeting in Unreal. This is a follow-up with a mixable character. We use it, follow this procedure, do the mapping between the Unreal Engine 4, Engine 5 characters to the mixable. So make sure you watch this one first. So here I have these two mixable characters. One is the girl, another one is Leo, the boy. I also have downloaded this dynamic flight. This is from Unreal Marketplace. If you go there, search dynamic flight, you can find this plugin you can download. In this plugin, it has a bunch of animations. It's pretty good. It has all kinds of animation related to flight. Let me see if I can dock this. Okay. Right. All kinds of flight animation. And all of this animation is organized based on the dynamic flight animation BP, as well as the third person animation BP. So this can control the walk, run, and this one control the flight. If you want to know the details, you can right click, reference view, and you can see the logic, how the file is connected to multiple animations, and some of them is connected to blend, and blend basically is a logic. If I browse to asset, you can see the blend is basically a logic to blend multiple animation together. Okay, you can easily find here. Yeah, I think that's all about how this project is organized based on animation. I can also see the animation is based on an old version of Unreal Engine 4 mannequin. So here in the blueprint, you can see this is one being used. And later we're going to retarget this into the mixable character. Under the input, you can find information about how the input action is mapped. So IMC, and you can see all kinds of animation, right? This is the trigger animation, like hover, dodge. And inside the characters, if I double click, you can see this character has basically the same identical script as other Unreal Engine 4 character, plus these new functions about flight. In the future, if I want to map this to the Leo and the girl, I want to make sure I copy paste the same script to that. That's pretty much about how this flight animation is set up. Then the next thing I'm going to do is in the mix mode character, I'll be using Leo as example. So first, I create IK retarget. This is called Superhero 2 Leo 2. If I double click, you can see the source is Unreal Engine 4 mannequin. If I search, you can see this is a rigs from the Unreal Engine 4. By the way, I think this one is come from the default third-person game mode. If you download this additional package, you should have this one in your project. It's called UE4IK. And also here for Leo, if I search, I have the Leo's IK, and this IK is come from the Mixamo plugin. When you run it, it's automatically generate IK based on the Mixamo character. So it's pretty handy. You don't have to do this manually by yourself. It's automatically generate with all the correct solvers. I also did a little bit scale to match the height of the Leo to the mannequin. Uh, Once you do that, then you can basically see um, later you are able to map the animation from Unreal Engine 4 mannequin into Leo. Okay, so the animation is pretty good in my opinion, but there is some minor issues like sometimes a hand is not perfectly aligned. So later I can show you. You can rekey this animation. It's pretty easy to fix. Oh, by the way, maybe I can just simply show you. So if you see this animation is not perfectly aligned, well, I will do that later. Okay, so this is about the retargeting. So once you set up the retargeting file, then you can go to the animations. Just make sure to select both of them. Right click, retarget animation asset, right? And here you want to choose the retargeter as superhero Leo 2, right? And then that's exactly the same process I did in other tutorials. Give a prefix, click retarget, you generate a bunch of new animation files. Then I move these animation files into the new folder. This is called animation 4. And here I have a bunch of new files. So this is the entire process. I did exactly the same thing for the girl. And here you can see animation 3 have all the animations for the girl. I do want to mention there's actually one more thing you have to modify is the animation BP, right? So here, this is called dynamic flight animation BP. There's also one called third person animation BP. Where is it? It's here, right? You can tell from the logo, from the icon. So if I double click, because I want Leo be able to, his foot is able to adapt to the slope. So I have to do this, copy paste from my previous component. So here's the control. So in the control rig, and here you can see the control rig class is called CR Mixamo Basic. So here, if I search it, you can find right here. So this one basically control the logic of the foot, right, adapt to the ground. So that's from the previous tutorial you can look into. Meanwhile, I still have this dynamic flight animation BP. So this one is copy paste from the plugin, and also have a state machine, which is identical to the default third person state machine. Okay, so that's basically the logic you have to do. To test, I can just simply play. By the way, this one is a girl. I will just switch this to Leo, so you can see Leo here. Right. So if I move here, you can see his foot is able to adapt to the different height, just as previous one. But because we have this new logic, he's able to fly. So if I use F, spacebar going up, control going down, WASD, so you can fly different ways, and also holding just trigger the shift, is able to fly continuously. Double A or double D, he is able to dodge, also hit the ground. Right? I think that's pretty good about this new control. For Leo, let me just search one more time. Is I basically copy paste the script, right? So this one is basically the input. Control is flight. I also have this. Just make sure this input is linked to the correct IMC context mapping. So browse, you can see this is come from the flight. The same thing for the girl. So here, let me just dock it. So for the girl, I have exactly the same, retargeting is all copied here. And also I created superhero go avatar, copy paste the script. And for this girl, and I have this animation BP, right? Is linked to the new animation BP come from the retargeting. The same thing for the Leo, right? You can tell, and he's targeting to this new animation BP just to approve, right? See, it's right here. Walking, yes, right here. All right. Yeah, there's one more thing is because Unreal Engine 5 and Engine 4's mannequin, they have a little bit different animation for walking and running. So I did something manually here. I just want to highlight. So if you recall, this one, if I go ahead, open the reference view, and you can tell this third person BP has a link, right, to various idle, run forward, walk forward. And all of this animation is linked through this blend space, right? If I search the blend space, it's basically just, the idle animation or the running animation. So because I want to use a UE5 animation rather than a UE4 animation, so I can right click and then you can link to the correct animation. If you don't do it, I think Leo will just have this, old version Unreal 4 mannequin animation there. So what I did is just manually link these individual animations to the correct one. The same thing I have done to the girl. So here, if I open the this in, just double click, right? No, actually, now this one is the. Let me just open the reference viewer because you have too many files. This will be the best way. And you can see this guy, third person idle. This is a blend space, 1D. So browse to asset. This is the one. Double click, and here you can retarget to the new version of idle. It just looks, the pose is better. Right, the same thing like walk forward, and here's the run forward. Right, so this is controlled by the speed. Again, if you don't understand what is the blend 1D means, basically is triggered or blend various animation based on the speed of movement. Right, so it's a pretty smart way you can morph animation from one to another, and all of this animation is controlled by the speed. So that means here in the movement, and this is the value control the speed, and you can say, hey, I want to have the maximum walking speed, running speed. You can control right here. I think that's pretty much about all the animation stuff, and then at the end I migrate this into a new project, so it's a very clean package. If you do want to customize animation a little bit further, for example, if you are not happy with certain animations, for example, I want to just using the fly forward as example, right? If I think, well, I think the hand need a little bit, because it's twisted a little bit too much. So if you do want to customize the animation, you could simply find the correct axis to rotate. I think the hand should be kind of straight, right? That's actually that looks right. So you could customize this these bones, which is the right hand, and then click key, right? It's adding this keyframe in the track, and then you can save it. So this is how you can make the animation looks a little bit better. If you check, all the bones, if you see, well, there's some weird pose, then you can, you know, customize. This looks wrong. Okay. Probably is another axis. Right. So if you're happy with it, then you do key, then you save it. I think this one probably I want to have a little bit rotation. And key and save. So now if I run animation, let's close all of this with the girl. Right. I've, well, not BP girl, I think the superhero girl. Yeah. So F, right, if I'm using shift, right, you see that her hand is, I think it's probably rotated in the wrong way. But anyway, I think you got my point. Is this bone can be optimized? I think I rotate definitely in the wrong direction. Here we go. All right, I think that's it. I hope this tutorial will be helpful, and you can definitely do more animation using the retargeting to add more complicated actions, movement to our character.